Welcome to the Final Cut Half Cut with me, Jason Winter, and my co-hosts, Elliot and Nick. How you doing, lads?
Hi guys.
Hello, mate.
Thank you for
How you
having
doing,
me.
guys? It's alright. You've gone quiet, Nick.
It's amazing
That's
to be
because you're
here.
on my leg.
Yeah.
Hello?
Nick's stuck in the internet. No worries. Is he there? You there, mate?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, he's there.
Yeah.
There he is. Yeah. Hi, guys. How you been keeping? How's life treating you both?
Treating me very well, which is of course
Yeah.
a lie.
No.
But I'm doing just trucking.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm alright. I've got a bunch of predictable, not lockdown. It's not we're coming out of lockdown, aren't we? Apparently, and I've still got some DIY projects, so I'm trying to keep sane by building things and that. So yeah, that's my jam.
Man of many trades.
Bought some linseed oil. Get that patina on that furniture. You know.
I have no
Get
idea
that.
what any of that means.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
you're basically speaking Latin there. Oh.
Patina is the grain on the wood when you like wax a nice like fucking bit of wood. That's the all of the bits in the wood. It makes it all nice and posh. So you've learnt something. There you go. Patina sorted.
I've learnt nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Cause you knew it all already, Nick. You're a master craftsman.
No, it's just you explained it with more words. I was like, I know what all these words mean, but together,
It's all right, mate.
like I
It's
didn't
all
know.
right, yeah.
I didn't know people did this with wood. I just assumed
It's
wood
all
came
right.
out.
No, yeah, the French
wood
French
business.
polishing.
Yeah, I mean, what is that
French
with this
polishing.
wood business?
Don't know. They've been doing it several thousand years.
What is up with the wood business nowadays?
It's like a really bad, like, what's the deal with this wood business?
And then not explain it at all.
Yeah, that's it. That's
yeah. Nice. I appreciate your
Do you
contribution.
really need any more of that wood? What's the deal with the wood business?
That's it, mate. Yeah. So that's how I'm keeping myself sane. Just planning. I looked up how to wax clothes. That's another one that's going to throw you.
Right.
Apparently, people wax fabrics to make them waterproof. So, like, Barber do it with their jackets. And so I've looked it up because I got told if you want your jacket looking fresh, you better wax it. I was like, this is all over the shop. So, if you thought wood furniture was crazy, waxing your clothes, fucking mind blowing. There you go.
No, that just makes sense, Waxing your clothes.
Now it makes sense. Okay, fair enough.
How you been, El, though?
What have you?
I've been all right. I've shot a few little promo films and things like that. So
Oi, oi.
I don't think London knows it's in a pandemic though.
No.
It's
Yeah,
so
I've seen some
it's so
pictures.
busy in London.
Not cool.
But yeah, I was filming in the XL Arena for something which was exciting.
That's awesome, mate.
And in Camden for a little short film.
Oh,
That's
very
cool.
nice.
Very, very nice. We look forward to seeing your productions when they come out, and obviously more than welcome to talk about them on the podcast when you are legally allowed to. Because Elliot's like Ghost in the Machine. He can't reveal anything too
Yeah.
big. Yeah. But rate that, mate. Glad you're getting about. We look forward to promoting your stuff when it's official. I know it's official behind the scenes, but we can't say. You can't say what you can't do anything, can you? You can't say
No.
what it is. Or yeah, okay, fair enough. Cool. Dangerous question once again. Have you guys been watching anything lately? Got any hot takes on anything that's out? Or could be 100-year-old film. I don't mind. Anything
I'm
popping?
currently watching the 100
Oh yeah, I've
on
watched
Amazon
a couple of
Prime.
them. Yeah. I watched that when it dropped on Channel 4. I think it was pretty crazy. It's a good concept for a show.
It's
I've
pretty
not
nuts.
heard of this. What is the 100?
So basically, Nick, the world has ended pretty much, and they're in this like space shuttle, and I think the food or oxygen is running out, so they have to. They send 100 prisoners down to Earth to see if Earth is habitable again, I guess. So then they send 100 down. Crazy shit happens. They all end up coming down, and fighting, sex, all sorts of shit happens. You know the drill.
Oh, cool. So it's like a post-apocalyptic, sort of
Yeah.
vibe. Okay,
And
cool.
there's about
Is it
300 series.
is it like for 50 girls, 50 guys or something? Is that the basic
I
thing?
think so.
So
I
it's-
first watched it really long time ago, so I don't know what the first season
Oh yeah.
was like.
Does anyone remember the kids game show on CBBC 50-50? Where
Yes.
one school
Yes.
versus another school. That was sick. That show. That show was
I used to
awesome.
apply for that for so many
Oh
times.
man, that would be amazing. Oh, that
Yeah.
was no offense to the 100, but 50-50 was a bang.
I think for kids our age, that was like a dream. Was to
Yeah, that was.
Iconic.
yeah, which
It
is
was
weird
that and
because
the one where you got to gunge someone.
well, that was back in the 90s.
Yeah,
Everyone was gunging people. Like that was like every
Yeah,
show.
gunge.
It didn't matter what it was
If
about.
you was on that,
gunge
you've
and
made
grunge.
it.
Yeah.
You've made
Yeah.
it if you was on that show.
Yeah. Hopefully, we should bring that back. Just just do that.
What, us
but-
three?
Yeah, just do 50-50 for like adults of our generation, and just like let people go like, yeah. I mean, not that 50 people from my school would even want to come on a TV show with me now, but or back in the day, might I add. Like,
I don't
that
think I
hasn't
know
changed.
50 people.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anyone. I know 2 people,
I'd say I know.
and it's you. So
That's yes, podcast. Yeah, I know 50 people. I couldn't say I like 50 people. There you go. Controversial.
No, it's controversial.
Well, well, yeah. 50. Oh, well, I've gone off on a tangent already. 100. You've been watching the 100 edit. Sounds good. I
Yes.
like that show.
Yes.
Like that show. Sounds cool. Nick, you got anything popping? Been watching anything random at the moment?
I've not been watching anything really, other than like stuff that I don't even remember. Like you watch it and it just goes in and out. But I have been playing Skyrim again.
Oh, nice. How's that going?
It's going. Have you ever played Skyrim?
I actually haven't, but
You haven't.
I would like to.
Well, the thing about it is, I've decided to platinum it, which
Right.
tells you a lot about where I am emotionally. Where I've decided, like, yes, I'm going to spend my 2 weeks just 100%ing this. So
I'm an Assassin's Creed guy.
I was going to say
Is it a bit
because,
like that?
well, in terms of like size, I'd say Assassin's Creed's probably more stuff to do. Because I remember in Assassin's Creed 2, it was like you need to collect all 150 feathers. Or something like that. And then as the games went on, it was like more and more stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I think I've just finally hit my point where I'm like, I've accepted what I am. And it's a guy who platinum Skyrim. But other than that,
That's a good life.
I've been
People
doing
have to
nothing.
have ambitions.
Well,
To some people, that's a very good life, Nick.
it's an anti-ambition.
Yeah.
Write an alternative CV and post it to all the major publications out there and see what they think.
I don't think that.
Yeah, it might be like there's like the Elon Musk one-page CV. Then there could be the Nick Wolfram fucking one-page CV. I platinum fucking Skyrim and I do jack shit the rest of the time. You know?
That is accurate to my life. So,
Yeah.
yeah. What have you been watching
Alright.
though, Jason?
Oh, that's a loaded question there, Nick. As if I've already got an answer for you. As if I do. Oh, do I?
Do you?
Oh, as a matter of fact.
Do you?
Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, I do actually. I have completely binged watched all 4 series of The Evolution of Hip Hop, and it is just the best show I've seen in a long time. Just from the late 70s to the whole development of, like turntables in New York and like the birth of hip hop, every different scene, the East Coast West Coast rivalry, the birth of Southern rap and like the big bass music, and it's just brilliant. Like just seeing how people innovated and were like true entrepreneurs and stuff to to sonically come up with the sound of a generation and the sound of like a movement. Like you don't think that people have got to engineer this shit in the same way like my dad's an engineer, and, he likes knowing how like the washing machine works or like the fucking fridge works. Well, great, like so you can fix it. I appreciate that. Save yourself some money, right? But like if you think like music is the soundtrack to the way you live your life and each generation of people and stuff. And it was just really like, I know about Dr. Dre and all of that, but like to know the people behind the people and how things came about Really inspired me and made me go back, rewatch the whole of the Defiant ones with Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine and how they sold beats to Apple, and just sort of like, I like the business of stuff, as you guys know, but also all of the cultural elements, and like sort of how, particularly how like a group of people will have their back against the wall and go through some difficult times, but obviously then that evolves what they were doing and producing, and yeah, it really inspired me lately at the moment. Really, really good. Evolution Hip Hop on Netflix. Check it out.
I remember having a conversation with Nick, well, a drunk conversation with Nick,
Yeah.
and we were talking about who is the greatest music artist of all time. And I'm going to have to say, I know he's a bit crazy now, but I said Kanye West.
Oh,
Yes.
He produces, he writes, he raps, he does everything, and he's got so many absolute bangers.
I agree. I mean, I like Kanye West. I think he's a genius. I think he's obviously gone a bit too far. I don't like him being mates with Trump and that, but I don't know how to answer the question, really. I don't know. It's difficult. Like, obviously, the biggest people in the hip hop game, like in terms of what they talk about later on in developing like moguls. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, you know, Jay-Z and P Diddy taking over from Biggie and stuff. Like, I admire that. I don't really know. Like, it's difficult to answer the question. It's a bit like, to me, to say who's the best sportsman, and then people say like, oh, you know, Lewis Hamilton should win Sports Personality of the Year award. And for me, because of the lateness that we're into things, like if you were to say who's the greatest musician, like musical influence on hip hop or whatever, like, you know, I'd argue like Kanye West being a producer, you know, him and like say Pharrell
Timbaland.
Williams. Yeah, Timbaland as well, like producing for everybody else, but then obviously developing their own brand and their own genre, like their own subgenre of music, their own sound. I obviously I think that's probably the most important point, but the money kind of corrupts it. Do you know what I mean? Like people talk about who's the greatest rapper of all time. Is it Jay-Z? And then I say, I don't particularly think Jay-Z's the greatest rapper of all time. People go like, oh, but they go, oh, but what about his music label and his business moves and stuff like this? And that's where I say, well, hang on, what does that matter? Does it, you know, in a rap battle, for instance, like that, all of that money, business stuff, all the suits and all that sort of went out the window as well, and that became like an anti cult, like, do you know what I mean? Like that once hip hop got so big in the late 90s, early noughties, yeah, like everyone's in Gucci and stuff, but then the battle rap started coming back around because like the culture of hip hop and just what your ability to say things. I don't know. I don't really have an answer because I just kind of love it all. Like, I kind of love both sides of that. Like, and obviously you guys know I like doing all the business bullshit, so I find it hard to differentiate. And I really love, like, I really love all the different sort of subgenres and the different, like, it covers a lot by, like, geographically about different big towns like Oakland and stuff, like in the 90s, developing their own sound and things. And I just find it all genuinely fascinating. I don't know. Who's the biggest fucking musician?
Nick threw me off. I think you said Calvin Harris or something.
No. If I recall this, no, I don't care about Calvin Harris. I think I was really drunk and was talking about how Soulja Boy is like the most important musician of our time, which I only half believe.
Yeah,
I think I was proper going for bat for Soulja Boy. I'm pretty sure. I was talking about like
sounds familiar.
He's influenced Beyonce. He's influenced all these people. And I was proper going for bat for Soulja Boy.
That's quite funny.
When obviously the correct answer is Ghostface Killer. That's not even a joke. He's incredible.
Okay, no, yeah, he's an incredible rapper. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I'm going to be taking too long to deliberate. Yeah, Nas is one of my favourite rappers. I only just recently like listened to all of his music, but "If I Ruled the World" with Lauryn Hill on the chorus is just a banger. It's got this electro arpeggiated beat to it. It's Nas at his prime and Lauryn Hill doing the chorus.
That was not Nas in his prime. Nas in his prime was his first album, Illmatic.
Is that not the album I'm talking about?
No, that was on It Was Written.
Oh, I apologise then.
Yeah, that was back before. That was back when he was starting the firm. with
Okay, cool.
Cormega and Foxy Brown.
Nick's
Well,
knowledge is undefeated.
Nick has the hip hop game locked.
Because his
I'm not
best
gonna
song
argue
is
that. I'm
Life's
just
a
saying.
Bitch
I
with
don't know.
AZ.
Okay, you've heard it here first.
That's a fact.
Okay,
That's facts.
Facts.
I agree with you, mate. Whatever you say. I mean, I'm just like ostensibly looking at it from like a very alienated perspective, still learning this shit. So you're the OG on that one. Yeah, just inspired by the whole entrepreneurialism and the whole thing of that show. There's a lot of it. There's 4 seasons. There's about 8 episodes a season. I managed to smash it out in about 2.5 days, but go check that out. And the Defiant ones kind of annoys me because it's like they're both music producers, but then they made all this money off. I don't know what you're got. Have you had any Beats headphones?
No, they're awful.
See, are they? Yeah, this is the point. It's like Eminem on the Defiant ones is like, look, I can't remember what the name of the album was, but Dr. Dre was meant to drop a fucking album for like 20 years. And it just hasn't.
Detox.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to say Aftermath, but that was the record.
Yeah, that's his label.
Wasn't it? Yeah, and so it was meant to drop Detox, and Eminem was like, hold up, fuck Beats. He just has this whole moment in the interview. It's like, what are you saying? The whole point of this documentary series is to talk about how Dr. Dre became the first billionaire in hip hop. And he's like, I wanted Dr. Dre to make a fucking album and make it about music, not go around fucking selling speakers and headphones. And I was like, yeah, he has got a point, to be fair. But if I was Dr. Dre, I'd be like, fuck all you dickheads, I've got $1 billion. So I don't know. Does it detract once someone gets to that level? Do you know what I mean? And then they're sort of able to put their name to things bigger than just what they were about at the beginning. Or do you think that Dr. Dre's less cool for all of that? Or I was just curious.
I have a very strong opinion on this, so I'll let Elliot answer this first.
Oh, go on.
To be honest, I was zoned out when you started talking.
Dr. Dre with Beats, and Eminem said he should stick to, he'd much rather be doing the album with Dr. Dre and seeing Dr. Dre make an album rather than going to make loads of money by selling headphones, etc. Putting his name to that.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best producers, and yeah, I suppose he took the opportunity, didn't he?
Yeah, because I see both sides of it. If I was Eminem, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? I'll do a couple of features on your album, like it'll be fine. But then again, at the end of the day, he produced music, the whole, like, do you know what I mean? He was the one actually producing beats, so he does kind of have a bit of credit to say, like, oh, I've like looked at the actual production of how we make these fucking headphones. But then if you tell me, like, because I haven't actually used Beats headphones, are Beats headphones the actual fucking pinnacle of headphones? I doubt it.
No, they're awful.
So,
they're
It's just
legit.
the name, innit?
They're legitimately
Yeah,
terrible
so
headphones.
Okay, so in saying that, Nick, what's your controversy? Go on, drop the bar.
Drop the mic.
So Dr. Dre is in the what's this, the monument where it's the 4 presidents?
Oh yeah.
Mount something.
Mount Rushmore. Mount
So
Rushmore.
yeah, thank you. Dr. Dre is objectively, not my opinion, on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop.
Yeah.
He is, however, not even in my top 100 artists at all.
Ooh.
I don't rate him.
Okay.
He doesn't write any of his own stuff.
No.
He's got one good album in my opinion. He made a sound.
Which one's that?
The Chronic 2001.
Okay.
And his entire like West Coast G-Funk stuff, I can't stand it. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't like any of that stuff. So he's only made one album I like. So he's not my guy.
Right.
But he also made Kendrick Lamar quite a bit,
Yeah.
so he's my guy. But also, but yeah, like, I've never personally rated him as a musician.
Oh.
So for me,
See, because I like him as a producer just because he says, like, I don't consider myself a rapper, and he's honest about, like, he performs on tracks, but he's the producer. Like, so I appreciate that he never just come out and goes, I can rap, I freestyle it, or nothing like that. So I get what people say when they criticize that, but he kind of straddles that and owns it a little bit. But I'm sure you have more to say about it.
I know it's just I'm East Coast till I die. So I'm New York.
Okay, cool.
I'm always New York.
East Coast.
Yeah.
East Coast.
Yeah.
We get with
50 Cent.
the Beast Coast, man. Beast.
Fair play. Well, that's fair enough. Cool. Been watching anything else, lads? Anything else popping off? We're only people in the world not talking about the Harry and Meghan interview. So let's fucking move on before we talk about that, because we ain't got time for that. There's other people dealing with that. If you've come to this podcast for the Harry and Meghan take, I don't have anything for you.
If you've
Like,
come to this podcast for any reason, how did you find us?
Good on you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So thanks, means a lot. Me.
They're a witness.
I stumbled onto the podcast.
Exactly. There are witness protection programs with more audience to this fucking podcast. I'm joking. Right. Cool. That makes me segue into today's random subject, which is just coming out of it. Space Jam. Space Jam with LeBron James. I think Space Jam, the legacy continues, or something about a legacy.
A new legacy.
A new legacy. Sorry, mate. Sorry, I haven't even got the title right. LeBron James is starring in a sequel to the 1998. Come on, Jason, you haven't got the right bloody
1996.
1996. All right.
I was 1 year old.
Wow.
I like to think that this isn't researched and you just know all these facts.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
Space Jam is my knowledge.
Right. Space Jam, the original Space Jam, 1996. Space Jam. I'm double checking that as we speak. Sorry, live googling. Starring a unknown American sports person called Michael Jordan. No, I think Michael Jordan was well known. I'm not sure. And I wanted to sort of discuss Space Jam for a couple of reasons. A, because literally 2 days ago, there's some pictures been tweeted out. Ironically, it's LeBron James with Tweety Pie, so that's cute. Looks nicely colorized, slightly better than the original. And I actually only saw the original film for the first time last year. So when lockdown first went down in the UK, sort of went through a few famous films, talking to my girlfriend, like, oh, what have you seen? Have you seen this? Blah, blah, blah. And neither of us had seen Space Jam. Watching it as a 30-year-old man for the first time, and I've watched, Nick knows I'm a big fan of, oh shit, he's forgotten the bloody title. Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls documentary on Netflix. Come on. What is
Last Dance?
Oh, The Last Dance.
Yeah, The Last Dance. I've watched it 3 times in a row. Can't remember the fucking title because my brain's scrambled. But, yeah, massive fan of The Last Dance. I think I went on quite a few rants to Nick last year for several weeks about how much I was in love with the whole thing. I call myself the Michael Jordan of business as a mantra now. So, yeah, fucking loved it. And I personally remember... like, you know, I didn't go to see Space Jam as a kid, but I remember the toys in McDonald's and things like this, and just the general. I didn't really understand it as a British person because I didn't have like Sky or anything when that was coming out. So like American stuff like that didn't really cross over to me until about like 2000-ish, like, because in the mid-90s, like, either you had it or you didn't, and you like, and it just kind of was a bit jarring to me. So it felt like a sort of a culture. A cultural world that I was not really a part of. But Space Jam is a fucking mental film. If you haven't seen it, it's about Michael Jordan, who plays a sort of fictional version of himself, and he's thinking of retiring from the NBA.
Well, he's retired from the NBA at that point because he's playing baseball.
Yes, yeah. And he's playing baseball, and then he's enlisted by the Looney Tunes to help them fight some aliens who want to enslave their like theme park world. Yeah. Randomly Bill Murray is in it just because why not. Danny DeVito's in the voice cast. You can tell I'm reading this off Wikipedia. Yeah. And yeah, it's alright. It was a bit wacky, to be honest with you, which is obviously the point. A massive vehicle for Michael Jordan to cement his, like, you know, what's that campaign they had where it's like if Mike does it then it's okay or something. It was like this whole thing about fuck it, Coca-Cola. It's like, oh yeah, and he was like, be like Mike. That was what it's called, be like Mike. There was this campaign by the government to stop people getting in gangs and to stop committing crimes and stuff, like be like Mike. And obviously Space Jam was sort of like helped with his image towards younger people beyond his basketball fame. So yeah, mad film. There is a sequel coming out with LeBron James. What do you reckon, lads? Are you a fan of Space Jam?
Well, when I was little, I thought it was the greatest film ever made.
Yeah.
And now,
I still love it.
is it still the best film ever made?
No,
I think it's top 5. Top 5.
it's definitely top 10.
Yeah, obviously.
Right. Fair enough. It got in trouble for something. I liked it, but I did find that the female bunny character was
Lola.
quite overly... Lola. She's quite overly sexualised.
Yeah.
You know? That's a
Yeah.
bit random.
Well,
I was like,
you have to think.
why do I fancy this cartoon rabbit? Why have I got a boner over her? I don't know.
You have to think, like,
But I did.
nowadays,
Yeah.
how old are all the furries when this came out? They're probably kids.
Exactly.
And now, we've got furries.
That's why I ordered that furry butt plug. Because of fucking Space Jam. Yeah. So I might just say from my perspective of knowing about it as a kid but never seeing it until I was a 30-year-old man, like, this film is fucking strange. Like, what is Bill Murray doing there? Why does
I kind of liked him though. I kind of liked
Oh,
Bill Murray
yeah.
in that role.
I like Bill Murray in general, but he's just kind of there, like, all right, and then it's like, all right, you got paid $1 million, just go like, all right, like 5 minutes. It's like he's got the most privileged career going. Like, you know when people say people are geniuses and they get away with doing fuck all. Like, not just say. I mean, there's plenty of people you can apply that to, and Bill Murray's one of them.
He
I'm
probably
like, all
he
right.
probably did that in Zombieland as well. He had like
Exactly,
the tiniest
exactly.
role.
He played himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
Being a zombie, and it's like, how good are you, Bill? I mean, he's great. He's great. Yeah. So a few problems with it. The plot to me seems a bit convoluted, and to get into my social is what it means about society is.
It's a Looney
sort of
Tunes
joke-
film, Jason.
Yeah. But the Looney Tunes character in the alien world represent the same capitalist like evildoers that basically are making money out of the thing. So I'm like, so you're selling Happy Meals and spending whatever money going to the cinema to see Space Jam to keep kids happy, yeah? And that's the joke in the film. It's like, we've got to make money out of this. And I'm like, no, you're just like taking the actual producers of the thing and then making them into cartoons and going, yeah, isn't that funny? That's what you're doing. They grossed $230 million worldwide, becoming the highest grossing basketball film of all time. So there you go. But yeah, that's what annoyed about me. And also the practical kind of visual. Me and Nick have talked a lot about that fucking, like the development of CGI and how the practical implication of that comes at odds with the sort of imagination of some directors and producers across time. So for that reason, I wanted to ask you guys, does the visual style of blending cartoons with real live action work for you? Does it work? Like, for me, it was a bit like you have to suspend your belief a bit, like when people start singing in musicals. I had to go, right, so these visual mediums can exist, because they play upon the actual, like, cartoon element of it, don't they? Like, in terms of the 2D and all of this. But I don't know if you think of it now, does it work for you? Does it not? What's your take?
Well, personally, I think...
Does it look shit or
I
good?
think it holds up quite well.
Yeah?
From what I've not seen it for a while, but I think it actually... I remember it not looking that bad.
For its time, I think it done really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my take is, a lot of the 90s CGI before it got good, it's probably only been decent for about 10 years, and there's some obviously like The Matrix did a fucking good job in 1999, but again, most films of that time are terrible, and you can sort of poke holes in most things of that age. And looking at it for the first time, I went, they went with, they didn't try and do a CGI Bugs Bunny, right? So they went with their visual style as a bit like, it's like a love letter to their style, to go, look, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to make jokes out of it. And to me, it completely works. And I like the pictures of LeBron James's, sequel. They look like they're doing slightly 3D. but it's keeping that Looney Tunes style, which obviously in terms of like classic the 19, I don't know much about Looney Tunes, but in terms of their classic visual style, they were true to it, and I think it works for that reason. A bit like some favourites. I think I mentioned to you guys in a little message. You've got Who Framed Roger Rabbit in the 80s.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Bob Hoskins. Love Bob Hoskins. But there's a million films that do that blend this, and I think as a visual style,
Mary Poppins.
Yes, very true.
Classic.
Bend up some broomsticks. I like this game.
Yeah.
No more.
Very good.
I'm done.
I
I
don't have
there's
any.
a million that do this, and I'm struggling to think of
I
any now.
looked it up the other week, and there were loads. There's lots of. I mean, but it was loosely defined. But I mean, what I mean by that is not for the entire film, but as a moment in, as a piece of spectacle. Often there is this cartoon sequence employed in even some live action films, and I was thinking even recently the last Harry Potter film, when it explains the Horcruxes, does this, and also in the Dark Crystal, they do a really clever bit whereby they have working puppets. Now obviously they actually use a little bit of CGI and a little bit of illustration, and it's a blend of completely like proper visual production techniques, and I like it when there's like a story within a story. Have either of you guys seen the film Watchmen? Have you seen the film adaptation of Watchmen?
Yes, I was
No,
once a
I haven't seen
14-year-old boy.
And in that there's
Hold up, have you not
there's
seen Watchmen, Elliot?
No, I've not.
that's good.
That's surprising.
I've not seen the series either.
Oh mate, I've started watching that. That's a bit.
Series is better than the film,
Yeah,
easily.
I'll check it out. But does it go back to a lot of the central themes? Because obviously that's a different story
it's
to the
way
book.
more accurate to the book, to the graphic novel, than it is the film.
All right, sweet. Okay, cool. I'll go check that out. Because I'm a massive fan of the graphic novel, and in that it spends a long time having this comic book within the comic book that's all about this pirate that gets shipwrecked. And it's all quite long, but there's a story.
I just say that I think that is in the director's cut. So if
It
someone
is, yeah,
watched
it's
the
on the
normal version, they wouldn't see that.
Correct, yeah. So it's in the special features on the DVD of Watchmen, and so they did a short film based on the comic within a comic, but obviously it's famous for all the it being a clever thing as a metaphor for the story itself. Do you know what I mean? It's a world within a world. Lots of films have done that, but I like it because in terms of cartoon stuff, it uses that. And so, what I mean is, even today, we're still with titles. It's still a defined and respected medium when it's done properly, and when it's when the intentions are clearly Space Jam is like a celebration of the Looney Tunes cartoon style, rather than Michael Jordan's production company insisting, we need to make this up to date, let's make the fucking CGI and just chuck that out the window. Do you know what I mean? There's a bit of love there for it all, and that I can appreciate as well. And I was just thinking, that's a weird one. I mentioned Pete. Is it Pete's Dragon that I said
Pete's
to you?
Dragon, yeah.
Yeah, because his name's Elliot and you're Elliot, so
Yeah.
you've got an affinity with that, haven't you?
Absolutely loved it.
I only saw that in the 90s, and I thought that was a 90s film, but it was made in 1977 or something. It's really old.
It's also beautiful.
It is, yeah. I remember it being quite an emotional film. It's one of those classics. Well, I mean, in terms of cartoon films, what are your favourites, guys, in terms of absolute bangers?
Well, Lion King's up there.
Oh, yeah, emotional.
I didn't like the new one though.
I haven't watched it because I just felt it wouldn't add anything.
Well, I've not watched it, and I've got a question that I want to ask you, Elliot.
Go on.
Does Nala have the fuck me eyes?
No.
Okay, then I'm not interested. Nah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wank.
It's lost me.
I can't wank to that.
It was really not great.
Yeah, it just looks
James
creepy.
Earl Jones is like one of the greatest voice actors of all time, and
Yeah.
it just sounded like
I'd say he's
he
the
didn't.
best.
Yeah, he just sounded like he didn't really care.
Yeah. So did he do his bit again? But it's just like
Yeah,
less.
he done it again. Just
Because he's old now and he's like 90, so how can you do like, if you ever come near my son again? You know, like when he's like, "Roar." Oh, I love that bit. That's my James L. Jones impression. There you go. That's me trying to do a lion impression.
To be fair, that
Roar.
was
Yeah.
the least problematic way you could have done an
Yeah,
impersonation.
true.
So
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm not gonna check out the live action one because I thought
yeah,
this
don't do
doesn't
it.
make sense to me. I saw a few of the clips. You know, I don't mind Disney's plan. Well, actually, I don't. I have an opinion on that, but we're going off piece. Nick, what's your favourite cartoons of all time? Cartoon films.
cartoon. I don't know. I'm not really a cartoon boy, to be honest. I never really kind of.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that to be cool?
No, no. I'm no, because it's not cool what I'm about to say either.
Oh, go on.
I don't know. I never really got into Disney, Pixar.
Ah.
But I did. I like obviously toys. I like for me it's like the cartoons I never got into. But like I wouldn't call Toy Story a cartoon because it's more CG.
No.
So that's what I was
Yeah.
into. I was in more like the
Okay.
Toy Stories, Bugs Life, Ants. Like my favorite film going
Classics.
was Ants, which is a terrible
Ants is
film.
a great film.
It is
It's
a good
great
film.
film.
Did you know
It is
Woody
a good
Allen
film.
plays the main character in that film?
Does he?
Yeah, I know.
Did you know
Jesus Christ.
Woody Allen?
Yeah.
Is that the guy that played Santa Claus?
No.
No.
You're thinking. No, you're thinking
I'm
like
thinking Tim
Tim
Allen.
Allen.
Tim Allen
Yeah.
from Home Improvement.
No.
Yeah. I was gonna say he got put in prison or something, didn't he? He had to snitch on his mates.
Well, to be fair, Woody Allen should also probably be in prison. So.
Bad times. What are my favourite cartoon film? My favourite cartoon film is The Snowman, by old what's his bloody name? Briggs. It's gonna annoy me now. Raymond Briggs, that's it. Raymond Briggs, yeah, who wrote The Snowman. You know what I'm talking about, Walking in the Air. Lads, you know what I'm on about?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Please. Okay, thank fuck for that. I thought I was going crazy. And the reason why I love that is the story. In the 90s, David Bowie made a version of it, right? Not a version. There's a version of The Snowman I had on video where David Bowie's wearing the jumper that the kid gets in the story. And he's talking as though he's from the perspective of he's the kid that met the snowman that coming over and melted and stuff. So in my head, David Bowie's the kid, and like that makes it richer and better anyway. Because you're like, that's why David Bowie's so weird. And then, as I went off to study writing and stuff, Raymond Briggs fucking remortgaged his house and spent £2 million producing that. And he would not give up on the visual styles, particularly if you look at the Walking in the Air sequences, as the landscapes move and that visual style is completely unique to this day. I don't know to get really impassioned about it, but genuinely, as a entrepreneur writer, like he had an ambition, he had a visual style that he was aiming to achieve, and he did not stop until he achieved what he wanted, and he fucking put his house on the line. He nearly went bankrupt, and to do something with that amount of passion, I think, and to then create this, it is as a children's story, a masterpiece, and will forever be a classic of Christmas. I fucking love that. So, big up Raymond Briggs. You're a ledge.
Big up your chest.
Yeah. So I just love that. And then I have also got a massive passion for the basketball documentary in general. So The Last Dance I was a massive fan of last year, but also I recently watched Hoop Dreams on iPlayer, and it sort of follows a couple of it's sort of in three parts about three different people at different stages of their career, and some of them like come from New York in the streets, and it's just kind of like, like for in America, like, it is a pointed industry whereby basically the most talented kids are pretty much always the poorest and got a lot of issues to get out of their situation and be able to make it. And it is a fucking minor miracle that they're able to do so. And that is literally the American dream. If you've got that talent, and even at the age of like 16, you know, the way that the basketball scouts work and the picks, you know, and stuff like that, like blew my mind when I first saw the documentaries about it, that you know, they get traded and they don't get any money until they get into these professional leagues, and yet there are so many people making money off of them before they've even properly made it. And yeah, so surprisingly, not a big fan of Space Jam, considering how passionate I am about both cartoons and fucking basketball. But it was all right, you know. I just don't get how
Quick
because someone
question.
explained to me. Yeah.
So are you actually into basketball as a sport, or just?
Yes, I am now. I'm
Just the
desperate to go and
documentaries.
play it.
Okay, cool. Because
I know.
I was like, does he actually watch basketball? Because I find it difficult to watch documentaries about stuff I'm not actually into.
No, I'm completely absorbed by it. I just want to
Okay.
go and play it now. I'm just desperate after lockdown.
Okay,
I've
so who
ordered
do you
a basketball
support?
fantasy.
Who's your team?
I don't know yet, because when I was trying to talk to you about it, Nick, you sort of said Chicago Bulls are like the Manchester United of basketball. So I need to. Also, what I don't understand is obviously I'm looking at it from like that perspective of the I don't want to call it golden era, because obviously about 10 years ago with LeBron and fucking Kobe Bryant, and that was also a golden era. But I kind of need some coaching, to be honest, because I don't know in the current climate of like leagues and stuff who I would want to support. You know, like I sort of would actually appreciate some kind of
I'm an
a bit
LA
more knowledge on
Lakers
that.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love LA. That's where Hollywood is and
Yeah.
all that. So
Indiana Pacers.
That's a good chat. Okay. Because you always like an underdog, Nick, don't you?
Yeah. I was raised supporting really shit teams, so
Yeah.
I can't support good teams. It's not in my
Is it
blood.
Hull City?
Hull
You still a
City to
big
the
Hull
end,
City
baby.
fan?
Oh, we're getting promoted this
Yeah.
year. Maybe. Probably not. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm Indiana Pacers because I played like NBA games when I was a kid, and
Right.
I don't know why, I think I just like their jersey. So Pacers.
Pacers.
Go with the Kings.
Nice.
The Kings got a young team this year.
What's their full name? Sorry?
Sacramento Kings. They're a good team.
Sacramento Kings. All right, let me tell you what, right? Because I need like a bit of hand holding with new things that I get into, because it takes me an awful lot of time. But if you can hold my hand and show me the world of basketball, I genuinely appreciate it.
I can show you the world.
Also, what I watched last week was White Men Can't Jump, a classic
Oh
film.
yeah, classic.
Oh, so good. So 90s. Like the opening 20 minutes of them hanging out on like the Sunset Strip doing the basketball hustling. It is like the whole 90s streetwear look of like vintage fucking Adidas and shit. Like fucking Wesley Snipes is just the epitome of mid-90s cool. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody cooler. I don't think Will Smith, even though Will Smith was bigger, is cooler than Wesley Snipes in about 1995.
No,
if you can tell me
No, because Will
who was
Smith
hotter
was
than
more.
him.
He was more like comedy, whereas
Yeah,
Wesley,
he's more mainstream.
Yeah, Wesley
Yeah.
Snipes was just. I'm gonna kill some vampires and I'm gonna fucking look good doing it.
Yeah, because I mean, when
Yeah, I
I
just
think
don't
of
think-
Will Smith, I think of the Fresh Prince. When I think
Yeah.
of Wesley, I think of like New Jack City. Like,
Yeah.
he's
He is-
a cooler person.
He is. He's the coolest. I think he's probably. I can't think of anyone that has more charisma when he's in full flow. I was just like, how can I want
The Rock.
Wesley Snipes' energy.
Dwayne
The
Johnson.
Rock.
I don't even like
What-
The Rock,
what-
but I think he has more charisma.
More charisma. In what in what films or
Anything.
when he was a wrestler?
Wrestling, films.
Really?
Yeah, it's The Rock.
I
Rock.
don't really think in terms of his actual cadence and energy on screen.
I'd
can't
say
claim
that-
to have seen.
I'd say they're The Rock's only strengths. As
Jason,
an
what do you
actor.
think? What do you think of the Rock's movies?
I watched
It doesn't matter what you
Rampage.
think.
Oh, he's done me. He's done me. Very good. Oh, you fucked me over. Brilliant. Let's leave that there. Yeah, alright. Space Jam out of 5. What do you guys give it? Or arbitrary out of 5. I give it a 3.
What?
That's surprisingly high. I thought
Yeah.
you were like talking about how you didn't like it.
No, I don't mind it. I didn't get to make my point. The only point is that annoys me about it, right? Because I think it actually wears its whole, the visual style quite well compared to pretty much anything trying to be legit in the 90s, like using CGI. It's just done. So I think wearing its heart on its sleeve, bosh, they've held themselves up high there. But I don't understand how golf course, the golf holes are portals to another dimension or whatever. And that's my fundamental flaw. Is why did they make because it's really famous, yeah. And the biggest low point in Michael Jordan's career is that the bit that they don't really do a good job on in The Last Dance is the moody bit whereby they go, oh yeah, Michael Jordan was gambling all the time, and he'd just be playing golf all the time, and like he'd have these massive bets with different people and owners of the clubs and all of this, like over like golf and really stupid games. Oh yeah, and then his dad just gets shot and murdered. And it's like what? And it's like, and then why did they have to bring in golf and all of that shit into the film? It's like Michael Jordan gets to do whatever he wants. So like it's just whatever Michael Jordan does goes in, like put that in the plot. Do you know what I mean? Like there was I was like, come on, like why is the fucking golf thing the interdimensional moment in the film? That makes no, like that's just Michael Jordan doing what Michael Jordan wants to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Good luck to him. Like, do I have?
When you're
You
that
are
great,
aware.
you can do what
They
you
are
want.
aware. The answer to why is the golf hole the interdimensional world to the Looney Tunes is because it's the Looney Tunes.
Right.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to make sense.
So are you saying that the laws of thermodynamics don't apply to Bugs Bunny in that?
No,
Yeah.
they often don't because the Tasmanian tiger fucking goes. He can clean an entire room in like 5 seconds.
That's a good point.
None of it makes sense.
Fuck.
They steal the energy from Niles Barkley and Bugsy and is it Bugsy or Muggsy Bogues? They steal their powers.
Right. Yeah.
Like none of it makes sense. It's
No,
Looney
true.
Tunes.
Right. Yeah. Fine. Right. Okay. Space Jam. What are we expecting for the new film, lads? Are you expecting it? Nick's not expecting much.
I'm not. I want the sequel that was originally planned with Tony Hawk.
What? That would have been sick.
Yeah, there was originally a planned Tony Hawk sequel.
Well, like an X Games X Games Looney Tunes
That
type
would be
thing.
so cool.
It was called
That
Skate
would
Jam.
be cool. Oh, what? Nick, you just fucking broke the internet. When did this? Why did this not happen?
No, so
You've made me do like a radio voice.
yeah, Tony Hawk like tweeted this like last year or something.
Bollocks.
And it was
what? Skate Jam?
Well, yeah, because in 2003, like, remember, like, Tony Hawk was, like, the most cool dude in the world. Because, like, Tony
It was
Hawk
the biggest game, he had
Yeah.
the biggest brand in sports. Like, he was the biggest thing,
Yeah, so they offered it to him, and I think a film, like a Looney Tunes film came out, and it bombed.
Right.
I think it was, I don't know which one, but, like, one of them bombed, and then they just cancelled the project.
That's a shame.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want it now.
I would have loved that. That's actually like kind of thrown me because I would love that. I think that'd be a great film as well. Can someone just because the natural kind of other things to, I feel I've mentioned this before, is the Muppets Most Wanted. Is the Muppets Most Wanted? It's on Disney Plus, and it's an ode to the Muppets, but it's also a Ricky Gervais film. So it is just. It's genuinely quite funny for a Muppets film, and it's got a Russian version of Kermit the Frog, who's really rude to people, and it's just really amusing. So for a comparison, I would say that I would look to how Space Jam, what is it? The Legacy Continues. Have I got that wrong again?
A New Legacy.
A New Legacy. Sorry, man. Sorry, Elliot. It's like you're here for that one specific point. Like just whenever I get it wrong, a new legacy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I've lost it now. I would like to see a blend of adult humour and like paying themselves homage in this film as much as like the Muppets did for themselves, and it's got everyone in that film. It's got 100 different celebrities in it, so this is blatantly going to have a load of cameos.
Yeah, I know Don Cheadle's in it.
Is he?
Yeah.
Hang on. I've got this Wikipedia.
I'm probably not even going to watch it though, because it's coming out on HBO, and I don't have that. And as a proud actor, I don't illegally stream films.
Yeah.
No.
So there's no way of me watching it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm going to have to watch it now because obviously, it comes out in July. We've not got long, lads.
Is it that?
July?
Oh, bloody hell.
July 16th it drops this year in the US. I don't like HBO Max at all because this fucking American imperialism, meaning that we don't get HBO Max yet over here. And also, I mean, a big fuck you to Rupert Murdoch, who I'm sure is listening, because he just has this whole game with Netflix and that, where all the Sky adverts, whenever I watch, like, I think I mentioned last time, my obsession with game shows at the moment, just anything where my brain will get to think about something for a few seconds. These adverts about Sky Q and how, like, you get, and it literally says in the advert, like, 4 times within 20 seconds, and you get Netflix with it. So it's like, by the way, Netflix, don't worry about us for like a couple of years. At what point does Netflix tell Sky to fuck off? And then, I want a decent deal where I can get HBO Max in the UK and stop streaming things illegally if I was to do so in such an evil fashion. I don't think they're fair to us. Come on, HBO Max. Is anyone else on me on that one, or did either of you care about it?
I'm with you, because Paramount are coming out with an app as well, aren't they?
Oh, Paramount Plus.
What have they got on there?
Don't know.
What's the film there?
I'm just pissed off. There's a million different things. Every single streaming platform is called their platform Plus now.
Yeah.
It's like no one's got any imagination. It's really lame. So thanks for that. I don't know why I'm ranting now. I'm furious. I hope Space Jam: A New Legacy is good. I hope it boots it, for a new generation. Gets them into basketball and drawing cartoons and that. Either of you got any like cross sports massive franchises to drop here? I'm trying to think if there's other ones.
Well, to be honest, I just want to talk more about how you've never seen Space Jam until like last year. I still find that
quite
weird.
baffling.
Yeah, I know. I avoid things that I don't think I'll like the plague. So I have this deep hatred for things that people show me, and then I won't choose to. Like, I don't like anything that is basically put in front of me that I haven't researched and read myself. I've got a really, I don't know, I can be very, what's the word? Confrontational about things. I'd just be like, if someone tells me to like something, I'll probably not like it just because you told me to like it, It's a bit of a prick, really.
Very stubborn.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's like, like X Factor or to an extent, and I'm sure you guys won't like me saying this, but like football, if everybody's into one thing, then I'll instantly go, well, no, I don't want to do that. Like, it annoys me. I'm an elitist for reasons that I can't even clearly explain. So I don't know why I haven't seen Space Jam until now. It's just I never had.
Oh, that's right.
You've not seen
the
the Mummy
Halos.
either.
The Halo series is going to be on Paramount.
Oh yeah, they're making a big song and dance about that, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, that might be quite good. There's a lot of. I mean, I think in terms of the Halo thing, in terms of like the flood and all of that, it's got quite a lot of good, like science fiction ideas to it. But me and Nick have discussed games to movies and films and TV and vice versa quite a few times. Are you going to be a fan of that, Nick?
Oh no, I'm just going to say no.
Yeah. You don't like the original game, and you don't like games being made into films. Is that right, or is it?
I love Halo. Halo's a great game. Yeah, it's games are a medium where you can do a lot, and if you put it into like TV or film, you lose a lot of it.
What's your thoughts on the Last of Us show, Nick?
Well, I don't like The Last of Us.
Okay.
So I really don't care. Because
Yeah,
that game
'cause that's got-
is overrated.
It's Daisy Ridley and Tom. What's his face, isn't it?
No, that's Chaos Walking.
Is-
You sure?
Yeah.
Tom. Who's Spider-Man?
Tom
It's
Holland.
not going to be Tom Holland. He's like
It's
a child.
Pedro.
and Joel's
It's Pedro
like...
Pascal.
Oh yeah. Sorry. They're in another game adaptation that was on Graham Norton.
Chaos
I
Walking.
can't.
Oh yeah, he's going to be
Okay.
on Uncharted or something as well. Which
Oh,
is
That's
Uncharted.
it. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's it. Sorry. Yeah.
which Tom Holland should also not
yeah.
be playing.
Yes. That's right. Okay. I'm with you. Yeah. Good luck to him with all of that. I'm sure. it'll
Although
make
I feel
loads
like
of money.
Uncharted, no, not Uncharted. The Last of Us could be a good show because that is actually a pretty good storyline. The story is the only
Right.
reason I played that game. So that could actually.
Holy shit! I've
What?
just read on the Wikipedia page that there literally was an issue with Lola Bunny being too sexual, and that Lola's final design has been changed to be less sexualized than it was in the first
Oh,
film.
that's disappointing.
But yeah, it
They have
was
to think about
actually
who's going to watch it though, because kids aren't going to watch it.
exactly. Yeah, it's me. Like, you know, it just notably the visual effects division was Lucasfilm's Industrial Light and Magic. So that's good because they know what they're doing. Just as that's actual knowledge on the film there. So good for them. They did their work. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anybody apart, like in any other sport that has crossed over like Michael Jordan has. Do you know what I mean? Michael Jordan's quite lucky to do his own Hollywood film where it's based just around him, and also just go over to baseball and do that for 2 years. Don't know. Are there any other films that do this? I'm trying to think. Is there any other celebrity that's managed to do anything like it? I don't think there is.
The problem with a lot of sports stars,
Vinnie
is
Jones.
That, yeah, that is
Vinnie
actually,
Jones in Snatch. Yeah.
yeah. Well, the thing is that like a lot of sports stars are kind of really boring.
Yeah. Mike
like-
Tyson in The Hangover.
Yeah, but like Michael Jordan is a notorious arsehole, so that kind of works because he's like
Yeah.
he's got charisma. But a lot of people is like Messi is one of the greatest athletes of all time. I'm not going to
Yeah.
watch a film starring Messi. He's
No
boring.
way.
Nah, he would be so boring. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, good," and it's not like, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's good at what he does. I don't think I could listen to like Messi's TED talk on football. Do you know what I mean?
I have a wild one here that you guys
Yeah.
would probably never have heard.
Go on.
So there was someone who who dived for England at the 1990 Commonwealth Games.
Oh yeah.
He then became Jason Statham.
Oh shit! Oh,
fuck,
yeah.
right.
He was a fucking
I
diver.
mean, I guess Dwayne The Rock Johnson is the biggest technical sports
Penultimate.
star to penultimate. Who's the number one?
John Cena.
Oh, yeah, John Cena as well. Yeah, okay. Wrestling. I mean, we're going to be quite. I don't think wrestling's a sport, but I mean, it's a nice pantomime.
Controversial.
It's a nice pantomime with
Well,
with a.
I love
ring in
wrestling.
it.
Randy Orton's going to come for you.
Okay.
As someone who loves wrestling,
Beefing,
it's,
did you see he was
who's he
beefing
beefing?
Soldier Boy on Twitter?
Is
oh
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
he gave. Oh, who did he? What did he say? He was like,
Soldier Boy said it was all fake or something.
oh yeah,
Ooh.
and then he was like, someone
Well, he
will
said-
mess you up.
He said. Well, he said wrestling was fake.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I think it
Who
wasn't like
knew,
it was
eh?
fake. I think it was saying you're not that tough because it's all fake.
Yeah.
But
I mean, are you trying to tell me that wrestling is real?
yes, it is real. The storylines are fake, but
Okay.
like
All right. Okay.
you can't watch mankind get thrown through a cage and then be like, that didn't actually happen. That's fake. It's like people still get messed up from doing this stuff.
Yeah. No. Yeah. All right. I'll let it slide.
People going like,
I'll
you
let
know,
it slide.
wrestling's fake, right? It's like, yeah, you know, so's literally every media we. That's like me. Someone watching the Avengers, being like, you know, the Avengers isn't real, right? It's like, yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
okay.
It's a story.
Right. It's entertainment.
It's theatre. It's theatre.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, it's not really anyone. There's not really any because that's another thing about Space Jam. It's just like, what really is it? Like, it's just such a strange thing. There's nothing else like it. Your friend Roger Rabbit isn't. Like that's a film about cartoons. So I guess. I mean, it is about cartoons, but I don't think there's anything comparable. To me, as a kid, I'm trying to still think about the question of why I hadn't seen it. But I suppose when I was a teenager, then once you're past the age of 12, there's no real reason if Space Jam's not being promoted in your face to go and watch it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just I've got other shit to do. That's a weird one. I don't know. Any other big sports films you guys are fans of? Obviously, I loved Eddie the Eagle that I saw a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
that
was
is
a good
banger.
film. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, thought that was similar to like the Cool Runnings vibe.
The Gold franchise.
The Gold franchise.
Yeah, did you
Oh
see that?
yeah. Is it?
The Gold
I
franchise
watched
was
it.
unbelievable.
Is it Newcastle?
Yeah.
Is it Newcastle?
Santiago
I remember like watching him
Nunez
score a
or
free
something.
kick. Yeah, I remember he has like the worst free kick ever. Doesn't he, or something like
What
that?
is
If I
this?
remember it, it was
I'm
some
not
like
sure.
a film about this Brazilian guy who goes to like.
Is it a
play
trilogy?
Yeah.
football. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Oh, wait, why is this having some weird?
I know, but I
Memory
remember
in
him
my
having
brain.
like the worst run up to a free kick, like I'd
Right.
ever seen. It's like so obviously someone who doesn't really know how to play football.
Yeah, the football in it is terrible, but it's a great film.
It's about a guy called Santiago Munez, a young man with a rough background who is offered the chance to trial with one of England's top football clubs. Oh,
I'm impressed that you remember the dude's name in it though.
Yeah, off the top of my head. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I don't know what I was really planning on with the Space Jam one, lads. It's an epic vehicle for pushing Michael Jordan's career through the stratosphere even more and cementing him as an icon in America and across the world. It's pretty fucking weird, and I'm sure the new one is going to be a bit strange as well. So,
What do you think
mean-
of LeBron as an actor as well? I'm not too sure about that.
as an actor, don't know. I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, he's
in a
he's
few
had some
things.
random cameos, yeah, like a few bits and bobs. But I like him as a person, like trying to get, he's got his own academy, hasn't he? And politically, like I like him trying to represent black industries and different like sort of grassroots things, trying to get money into organisations and like economies that support where he's from and stuff. Like I think he has a genuine. When Trump started going through him and shit, like a couple of years ago, like I fucking rate him as an entrepreneur and as a business person. To anybody that does anything with their platform, once you've made a few $100 million, like you don't need to do anything for anyone when you've made a few $100 million. But to give back and to have that kind of proactive stance on everything is what anyone should really do when they make it. So fucking, I have not a bad word to say about him, mate.
So I've just been paid £10 for a shout out. So
Oh yeah.
Lewis Pennell, there's your shout out, mate.
Oh, well done, Lewis.
Big up your chest.
20%. I just said your first name. Very funny. No, I don't know him as an actor. I don't know of his oeuvre as an actor. I don't think LeBron James is going to become the next Marlon Brando. But at the end of the day, everybody else is having a go at it. The Mountain is my favourite sports to act in person.
That's a good shout. That is a good shout.
I like Hafthor Bjornsson because he's massive, isn't he? I just like looking at him and going, oh yeah, imagine if I was that big.
David Beckham in King Arthur. What a performance.
Him in the like Only Fools, like he's terrible. He's just, his voice doesn't have any weight to it. It's as light as anything.
John Joe Shelby in Harry Potter franchise.
That's so obscure. I can't even remember who that is. No, I can't. I don't know who that is. What's he playing in Harry Potter? Is he playing Harry Potter?
Is he actually in Harry Potter?
No.
I was going to
You're
say.
just making shit up, Nick. You can
Who
just
does he
say
look
anything
like?
you want.
Who does John Joe Shelby look a lot like?
Voldemort.
Yes.
Very good.
Shame, I like John Joe Shelby. He's got a beautiful foot on him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's underrated.
Okay, no, I believe you. I don't know if we've exhausted this now. Anybody got any other athlete to actor recommendations?
I haven't got anything about athletes, but I have got something I want to talk about.
Go on.
So they're making a prequel to about Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Emma Stone.
How,
Yeah, I've seen that.
like, okay, so no Maleficent. I could see where she's
Yeah.
coming from. I could see how she became this. You can make her, you're like, okay, I can see why she's the way she is.
Right.
You'll never make me feel bad for the woman who wants to skin puppies.
Yeah.
I don't see what they're trying to do.
I do.
Make money.
Yeah, obviously.
Make fucking
But-
money off of three things, right? One, female Joker film. Get that kind of vibe going. Bosh, anti-hero, make loads of money. Two, the whole fucking, what's her face? Margot Robbie. Oh, fucking Harley Quinn, yeah?
Yeah.
That makes shitloads of money. Everybody at Halloween, when Harley Quinn came out, bosh, they're all doing the hair and the outfit, yeah? Three, that leads me to my final point, the hair. The amount of fucking hipster girls next year or in 6 months you're going to see with the Cruella de Vil hair is going to be fucking massive. That thing has a pound note written all over it, and that's the only fucking reason why they're doing it. And I saw the trailer and I was fuming about it. I was like, this is bollocks. This is bullshit. Fuck off, Emma Stone. You don't know, like, why? So I'm on your side, mate. I don't understand it. I do, but I don't, you know?
But of all the...
I mean,
Go
I'm
on,
sure
sorry,
she'll do good in the role, but there was no need for
Yeah.
the film.
But the role itself is like what? Like this, all this, like, you know, like the society. I don't know if either of you've seen the trailer, but like there's like this. It's like people trying to outdo each other being wankers, right? And so she's got to like her in becoming Cruella de Vil has to like climb the social ladder, and therefore she has to be more of a cunt than everyone else, and that's how she becomes. That's the basic plot of the film. And I was like, again. Does the pervasive nature of capitalism infect all things? And yes. And I was like, well, so this is just some dickheads going, yeah. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm not a fan. You've got a hot take on it, Nick?
No,
I
I just don't see how you can ever make me support a woman who just wants to skin puppies. Like, I
they
don't
have
care
made light of it.
of what, skinning puppies.
Yeah, like, you know, like, because that's ultimately, yeah, but that is ultimately it, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but it's like with Maleficent,
you know,
I can see, like, okay, she got fucked over.
what is Maleficent about? I haven't seen
So
anything
it's,
about it.
it's just, is it Snow White or Sleeping Beauty? Well, one or the other. It's like the Maleficent side of the story.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, she can like stuff could have happened to, and like because there's reasons why she did this, a reason why she did this, and she was a good person or stuff like that. I don't care. I've not watched it, but I can see. I don't know enough about her to be like, okay, this could be interesting. Why is she the way she is?
Yeah.
There is literally nothing that can happen to this woman to make me be like, you know what? I could see why you want to skin all those dogs.
Because that's just clearly like her hobby. You know, that's not her main job.
No, it is her job. She's a
Skin.
designer, but she wants to do it. She wants to kill puppies to sell it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't make
see,
me
I don't even know
support
about that. No.
Yeah, dogs
No,
are too good for us.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they should get, you know, Peter should protest outside of the premiere, just as a thing. It's been like, you've aggrandized this evil bitch, and if you create people that go out there acting like wankers, you're responsible for this, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. I don't know. I'm not a big fan, to be honest with you, of Disney's plan in general to keep rehashing all of the cartoon films and all that. I'm a bit like, well, you know, they are making an awful lot of money out of basically the people that watched their cartoons 20 years ago, then going to see the live action thing. But yet the script isn't actually. Do you know what I mean? It's exactly the same. Like, or they make unnecessary changes. Like, I want to know at what point. So Beyonce voices Nala, right?
Yeah.
But does she like sing as the lion?
Yeah.
Right. But when I looked at a few clips of it, it looks so like such a weird blend of like animation and real life But doesn't it freak you out? Because apparently, like, people's cats, there's like a thing online where they film when Mufasa falls into the ravine in slow motion, and they filmed cats like watching the film, and because it's so like the fur and stuff is so real on them, the fucking cat's freaking out that the lion's falling in thing. I was like, at what point does this become visually jarring to people? Like me as a child, would if I'd never met a lion in real life, like in the original Lion King. I can see that it's a cartoon, so I can differentiate. But 5-year-old me, with an actually like scientifically atomically correct beast singing, right? I'd go to a fucking Colchester Zoo and be like, why is this wanker not doing Frank Sinatra?
Yeah.
Like, well, come on, mate. Like, he's got no tune. Where's his? You know, he can't play the piano. He's
So I liked.
like, do you know what I mean?
I liked Aladdin. I thought that was good, but with
Right.
Lion King, you just leave it animated.
Yeah. It's too, because I saw the picture of Timon and Pumbaa, and I was just like, "Fucking what?" I was like, it blew my mind. Like, I was like, "No, they did look too real." And like Seth Rogen voicing Pumbaa and stuff, I was like, "That's weird to me." Like, I don't want like a stoner pig to be like, "Hey," like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, fucking lingerers, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I think it is just a bit of a like, is everything in this goddamn world to make money?
Pretty much, yeah.
In the case of Disney and Space Jam, unfortunately, there probably is a cynical reason why it's all been put together. Yeah. Any other random hot takes on that, lads?
No, I think I'm all out.
Me too. Nick, what about yourself?
Nah, I don't. I'm good. I'm empty.
You good?
Yeah.
You good?
I'm empty.
Sweet. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the sequel in July. LeBron, you know, as always, thanks for listening. And if you want to come on next week, holla. Yeah, that is the Space Jam edition of the Final Cut Half Cut. So, cheers, lads.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Oi, oi.
Peace and love.
Cheers.